Have you ever noticed that strange pattern in relationships? Some people seem to cling on for dear life, needing constant reassurance. Others pull away at the first sign of closeness, like they're allergic to commitment. And most of us? We're stuck somewhere in the middle. We crave connection, but we're also terrified of losing it, terrified of getting hurt. It's this constant push and pull. Today, we're going to explore this dynamic on a level you might not find elsewhere. We're talking about attachment, detachment, and the key that unlocks it all, inner security. We'll look at this through the lens of psychology, neuroscience, and real-life experience. First, let's get one thing straight. Attachment isn't just about wanting attention. It's a deep biological survival system hardwired into our brains. Think back to when you were a child. According to John Bowlby's groundbreaking attachment theory, every single one of us enters the world with one primary, unspoken question. Who is my safe person? As babies, our brains aren't searching for love in the way we think of it now. They're searching for predictability, for safety, for someone who responds consistently to our needs. This early experience becomes the blueprint, the foundation for how we form bonds as adults. It shapes us into one of four main attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, or disorganized. But here's where modern research takes us even deeper. These attachment styles aren't just emotional patterns or psychological labels, they are literally states of our nervous system. If your body learned from a very young age that the world was a dangerous place, then connection itself can feel dangerous now. Your nervous system might scream threat, even when all you're getting is affection. If your body learned that people leave, that abandonment is inevitable, then closeness becomes a desperate craving, but it's always laced with an undercurrent of panic. Your body is constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. Now let's talk about detachment, because it's one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal growth. Detachment is not about stopping your feelings or becoming cold and indifferent. It's not about building walls so high that no one can ever get in. True, healthy detachment simply means this: my inner peace is not controlled by another person as closeness or their distance. It's a state of emotional sovereignty. But here's the problem: most of us don't actually detach. We disconnect. And there's a huge difference. Disconnection is about shutting down emotionally. It's a survival mechanism. Detachment, on the other hand, is about staying emotionally connected to yourself while remaining grounded, regardless of what's happening outside of you. So why do so many people learn to disconnect? It often goes back to those early lessons. Our childhood environment might have taught us some painful rules. If I show my emotions, I'll get hurt or ridiculed. If I depend on someone, they will eventually disappoint me. If I express a need, I'll be ignored or rejected. So, as adults, we learn this strategy of emotional self-abandonment as a way to protect ourselves. From the outside, it can look like strength, like independence. But on the inside, the person who disconnects never truly feels safe. They're always on guard. This brings us to the core of it all. Every single relationship problem, whether it's clinginess, avoidance, anxiety, or the deep fear of loss, stems from one missing ingredient: inner security. Inner security is that quiet, profound sense that you can handle what life throws at you. It's the inner knowing that says, I can handle life. I can handle loss. I can handle change. And I can handle my own emotions. It's the ultimate self-trust. So how do we build this? Research in modern psychology shows us that inner security is built on three essential layers. The first layer is emotional self-reliance. Now, this doesn't mean I don't need anyone. That's just another form of disconnection. It means I have the tools to calm my own nervous system when I get overwhelmed. This is where fascinating fields like polyvagal theory come in. Simple practices like slow, deep breathing, grounding yourself in the present moment by feeling your feet on the floor, or just being mindfully present with your sensations. These aren't just feel-good exercises. They actively regulate your vagus nerve, which is like the command center for your body's relaxation response. These practices send a powerful signal to your brain that says, "You are safe." The second layer is cognitive reframing. This is about actively questioning those old, painful scripts that we learned in childhood. Scripts like, "I'm unlovable," "People always leave," or that classic anxious thought, "If they don't text back instantly, something is terribly wrong." Therapies like schema therapy show us that by identifying and challenging these automatic negative thoughts, we can literally rewire our brains. We can replace those old, limiting beliefs with new, more empowering ones, and this builds long-term security from the inside out. And the third, and perhaps most powerful layer, is what I call secure self-attachment. This is the real breakthrough idea. Before you can securely attach to someone else, you must first attach to yourself. This means you become the one person in your life who never abandons you. You become your own reliable, predictable source of support, comfort, and validation. This creates true emotional independence, but without the loneliness of emotional isolation. You can be fully connected to others because you are already fully connected to yourself. With these layers in place, we can learn the skills of healthy detachment. There are 3 key skills here. First, learn emotional observation instead of emotional reaction. The next time someone pulls away and you feel that familiar surge of panic, just pause. Don't react immediately. Instead, observe. Ask yourself, what is this emotion I'm feeling? Is it fear? Is it insecurity? Is this an old wound being triggered? Just this simple act of observation creates a bit of inner distance from the panic. It gives you a choice in how you respond. Second, establish secure boundaries. A boundary isn't a wall, and it's not a rule you impose on other people. A boundary is a clear decision about your own behavior. It's you saying, "I don't chase people who walk away. I don't over-explain myself to get approval. I don't abandon my own needs just to keep someone in my life." This isn't about controlling others. It's about honoring yourself. It builds your internal authority. And third, practice letting others be themselves. People will come close and people will move away. People will stay and people will leave. That is the natural dance of relationships. When you stop trying to control closeness, when you release the need for things to be a certain way, relationships start to feel more natural, more organic, and a lot less threatening. Ultimately, detachment isn't about losing your connection to others. It's about losing your fear. We are so afraid of losing people because most of us were never taught how to feel truly safe with ourselves. But as you begin to build that inner security, a beautiful shift happens. Your attachments to others become warmer, freer, and more authentic. Detachment becomes easier, not because you care less, but because your self-worth is no longer on the line. And for the first time, your relationships can finally feel like a conscious choice, not just a survival strategy. If this helped you understand yourself a little better today, then you're already on the path to building your own inner security. This is the Explained Mind, where psychology meets clarity and where knowledge meets healing. Subscribe to join us, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.